use the talking point that liberal radio doesn't work because a lot of these shows are succeeding in these markets. Why are you only, I mean, we can't get on any more than 50, 60 stations. That's as many stations as there are in the country. So they're asking some of these big, companies, why do you have 600 conservative stations? So again, I don't think the fairness doctrine is the way to address it, but I think programming in the public interest is a way to go at it with these companies to say, look, and I've said this before, Brian, the airwaves don't belong to me or to Sean Hannity. They belong to the American people. And again, as long as it's a show that gets ratings, that, can sell stuff, why shouldn't there be more fairness in the radio business?
You're quoted somewhere saying they're talking about Clear Channel, the big owner of 1,200 radio stations, they will put anything on if it makes money. So is there a bit of this factor in the right-wing radio is successful because it's making money for them?
Well, yeah, Clear Channel, I will say, actually has been the biggest, company that's gotten into progressive talk. So I know while some people, make them the boogeyman, I mean, they are in my home station in Los Angeles is a Clear Channel station. A lot of stations around the country that I'm on are Clear Channel stations. But I think what the new administration, or who knows, senators may be asking them is to take a look at the percentage. Because again, a lot of times, too, we get put on the crappy signal, like the fourth station they have in the market. And you see what I mean, Brian? Then you can turn around and go, oh, we'll see, it doesn't work compared to well, we're not competing with the 50,000 watt heritage right-wing station that's been on for 25 years yet, but that's what we're also saying. Put us on some better signals, some better, better promotion. I mean, give us the same chance that right-wing stations have. Because that's absolutely not true. That's not making money. There are a lot of stations that are making money. That being said, it's a tough economy for everybody. It's a tough time in the radio business for everybody. So
what is your sense that will the Democrats get behind the idea of reestablishing a fairness doctrine?
I don't think that's going to happen, Brian. There are some that have spoken of it and that may be for it, but what I'm saying is I don't think they have the numbers to bring back the fairness doctrine, nor do I think that's the right answer to it. But who knows? Maybe the threat of a fairness doctrine, if it does get, I don't know, if it does get that close, maybe enough to make companies take another look at this. I think ownership is the big thing too, Brian, is that, when we deregulated and all these few companies own all these stations, they have all the power. So that may be another thing to take a look at.
Here's another short clip from yours and Jim Ward's performance at the Bill Press Obama Radiothon. Let's watch it first.
That was the best thing we ever had in California for entertainment, the California gubernatorial race, the debate between Arianna Huffington and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah!
Do you remember? The one you needed like the UN headset for? Wasn't it the greatest? I don't understand why you say environmentalist and then you blah blah.
You have no idea what to do with the California. I broke my finger.
How is your governor in California doing?
Like most Republicans, not so good. But, it's interesting. He, to even survive politically in California, Brian, had to become, what's that word? A Democrat, essentially. Either if he ever wanted to have sex with Maria again, or just to be able to govern. Because he went sort of the way the rest of the Republican Party was going, taking a hard line and, calling teachers special interests and the, unions. And then the nurses and all those unions gave him kind of a political enema. And ever since then, he's been much more up the center, I would say.
But there's a lot of debt out there.
Oh, yeah.
How are you going to survive? You expect the federal government to help out?
I think the entire economic crisis could be solved by the sale of Obama tchotchkes. At this point, it seems to be the only business that's doing well. I think it is amazing. I'm wearing my Obama thong right now, Brian, just so you know. But I don't.
Would you like to describe it, or is it?
I'll leave that to your imagination.
Are there? Never mind. Getting in real trouble. You've got segments of your show, Right Wing World. What do you do?
That is where we play sound clips of right-wingers from the previous night on television, and then we mock them mercilessly behind their backs.
Do you get feedback from them?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I just had Alex Castellanos, I actually just ran into him, and I told him that we mock him mercilessly, and he came on the show this morning, which I thought was very brave of him.
And
I said, I like it much better when the soundbite talks back.
So in the end, both sides win on those kind of things.
Well, yeah, they know. I mean, first of all, they know it's promotion. You know, we're obviously promoting all those people and shows, but it also is a way to, you know, deconstruct what these talking points are from the other side, because it's hilarious. You literally see it, you know, a Republican talking point went out, and it's like show after show. Here's the talking point. And so, you know, we use that to mock them.
What's stand-up news?
Stand-up news is it's a general news of the day, and that's where Jim Ward will do a couple of bits, you know, where he'll do his prepared bits. We'll take whatever news story is, a Bush press conference or whatever, and then he does the bit live, and as if it's a soundbite.
What does he have other work that he does besides your show?
Well, he's there. Oh yeah, he's a well-known, you know, voiceover artist, and does cartoons and voiceovers and all kinds of stuff. This is like his hobby, my show.
Where do you physically do it? Do you do it in a studio or do you do it at home?
I do it, yeah, in a studio at Clear Channel at my K-Talk, my station in Los Angeles. We do the show from there in Burbank.
Tinsel Talk, what's that segment?
Same kind of thing, but it's entertainment news, and Jim does a couple of bits in there that are entertainment or Hollywood news.
Celebrity Hotline.
Oh, that's just guests. We just call, you know, whenever we have a celebrity guest on.
And how often are they political?
I would say probably 90% of the time, but particularly moving out of the election cycle now, I like to make it more general guests. I mean, we do have a lot of celebrity guests, you know, Melissa Etheridge and Jason Alexander and Tim Robbins, and, you know, but they also tended to be people that are also politically active, that are, you know, that happen to be Hollywood celebrities. But I think that, again, as we move out of the election cycle, we'll get more. I mean, a lot of my show is not about politics. It's about whatever people are talking about. It's about the, you know, the plane landing in the Hudson, or the, you know, entertainment news, or just general things going on. So, you know, it's some politics, and as we go on, probably less so.
So you say that even though the show's 3 hours long, you spend a lot of time thinking about it, talking about it. If we were to, excuse the expression, follow you around during a 24-hour period, how much of that is spent thinking and working and talking about your radio show?
You would be bored to tears. I'm essentially an elderly shut-in at this point. I literally go from the radio studio, I go to the gym for an hour for my little spinning class, that's a little bicycle class, and then I go back home and I'm online immediately pulling stories for the next day, doing email, which I also use on air, you know, watching the cable shows, take a little break for a hike with my dog, and then I'm back online and, you know, reading and highlighting and watching. That's my life, and then I go to bed at 7.
And up at 3.
And up at 3.
And how much other work are you doing, like stand-up stuff and?
Well, occasionally I'll do Larry King, or I do obviously a lot of cable shows, so I do occasionally do that in the early evening before. I was going to say cocktail hour, but actually I don't normally stop cocktail hour for those shows. I don't know if you need a good stiff drink to go on Fox News, so I normally just I don't let that interrupt my flow.
Tell us about the Stalker. And is that a serious story, or?
Which one?
Sock.
Sock, my right-wing death threat guy. May I just say, going on Fox News gets you the best hate mail ever. It's the most entertaining. Those are the ones I read on the air. And this guy he calls himself Sock. He's a retired insurance guy, and he sent a death threat to me after I went on Fox News. Something to the effect of wanting to shove an AK-47 up my glory hole. Which was confusing, first of all, Brian, but second of all, I said, what kind of American are you that you want to put a Russian-made rifle up my... I mean, if you were really a patriot, you would want to shove an American rifle somewhere. But anyway, in what would be considered unwise by the FBI, I actually called him at home because he was nice enough to leave his number on the letter, so I actually called him live on the air, and just to ask what was up. What he was thinking exactly, and it turned into kind of an entertaining phone call and got a lot of press. And
did he talk to you?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But he denied that it was really a death threat, and I said, "Oh, so you meant that in a nice way?"
Did he go away eventually?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I think the authorities paid him a little visit, but no, it turns out you can never tell whether someone's actually dangerous. I think he turned out to just be a retired guy with too much time on his hands.
But
he's like, I know to go right to that liberal girl. And, it just was one of those things.
You have how often do you get the Stalker?
Sadly, I inspire some degree of oddness, maybe because of my own intrinsic oddness, Brian. But yeah, you have to deal with some things occasionally. You know, I think that particularly people that are on the way out, like this, you know, the Republicans have been, a lot of people on the fringes get a little crazy.
So where do you see them? Where do they pop up in your life?
Well, I mean, you generally only in email or letters or whatever, so, you know, it hasn't been an actual concern. But now that I've been on C-SPAN, I probably have to get some sort of full-time security detail.
But
From the Brian Lamb groupies
right,
alone.
yeah, but
They're jealous with me for getting an hour with you.
You know that this happens a lot in this business, and how do you protect yourself?
Well, unfortunately, I haven't had any actual incidents of, you know, being actually stalked physically or being scared or whatever, you know. You get a lot of those when I do events. I do get a lot of what Seinfeld would call close talkers, but it hasn't been any physical danger if you don't count halitosis.
Let me ask you about this.